Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing you my guide for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix, or I should say just Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud difficulty. And today we are doing the introduction scene along with Destiny Islands, that world particularly, and in the next episode we will be taking on Traverse Town. So, for the first little bit of action that you could do in this game besides tutorial, I'm going to show you what specific items or specific things I do to contribute to my character later on through the game. So I pick the shield as my main sort of first weapon type. Basically what this does, it determines how your skills are going to come to you later on. You can get all the skills in the game, but like if you want specific defensive skills over attack skills, then you can pick. I picked the sword. You could pick the magic, but I recommend picking the shield one, especially since we're playing on Proud Mode. I kind of want more of the defensive options. Now, this next part right here, this part is going to basically decide whether or not you. It's going to determine how you level up. I'm picking all the middle options so that I can level up kind of frequently throughout the game. Because there's one that I think there's Dawn and Dusk, and I think Dusk is when you level up, starting really, like you level up really fast in the beginning, but very slow at the end. And I think Dawn might be, it's either or. And there's one where you level up really, really short in the beginning of the game, but you level up really fast in the late game, or faster. But I picked the middle one so I can kind of have a constant rate of leveling up, so I don't have to worry about that. That's just my choice. Of course, you guys can pick your own choices. But what I went with here was the shield, and I took away the sword, and I went for all three middle options. So this is Dark Side. Dark Side is going to be the first of the mini Heartless, unless you count the Shadows, of course. Well, Shadows are going to be the first Heartless that we see, but Dark Side is going to be the first boss Heartless that we basically encounter with. And we have no option but to fight him. And what I recommend doing is every time he slams his arm down on the ground like that, make sure that you're locked on to his head, and then run up to his head and start hitting like that. Because not only are you doing damage, you are doing damage, even though there's no health bar right now. You are doing damage to him, but you're also getting tech points too. And tech points basically are extra experience points. And of course, if you have played Kingdom Hearts before, you understand what I'm talking about. But if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts before, you level up by killing enemies. And Shadows, unfortunately, will give you like 1p. 1p basically means 1 experience point. But I don't know why they call it. I don't know why they say P. I never understood that. But that's just how the games are made. This is kind of a short video. It's like an 8-minute video. So if you're just starting out with Kingdom Hearts on Proud Mode, then hopefully you'll stay long enough to watch this. I promised I was going to do Kingdom Hearts. And so basically here it is. I'm not the best at giving information on guides. I'm not the best at commentary. But I will try my hardest. Now, one little trick with this. Whenever he gets down on the ground like that, you can jump up to his head and hit him. He will start doing those like fireball attack from his chest, and they will start homing in on you. If you're attacking his head at the right time, more than likely, some of the time you can actually knock those fireballs right back. And once we get to Agrabah, you can fight. You're going to be ending up fighting the Cave of Wonders, like the head itself, and he does the same kind of attack that Darkseid does too. And if you knock back the fireballs, you should be able to get tech on him. So, like I said, every single time he slams the ground like that or lets his head basically be opened up for hits, go for the head. Don't worry about the hands, just go for the head. You do the same amount of damage regardless, I believe. I've never seen any difference though. But there's that. I skipped most of what you do on Destiny Islands just to save you guys the trouble. It was like 30 minutes worth of footage of bullshit, so you can grind up here. You can actually kill as many shadows as you want and get like level 13 or something, like a really high level. Early on, if you were wanting to do that. I'm not going to do that myself because I'm not that crazy. I want to be just like a normal person. I want to play this like any normal person would play. So I just want to play this like a casual kind of wanting to beat Proud Mode by itself and just play through as linear as possible. As you can tell, I didn't really fight a whole lot of shadows. I just didn't feel like it. And besides, the shadows on this mode, instead of taking 3 hits to kill, they take 4. So keep that in mind. So enemies have a higher defense, it seems like, and they do a lot more damage on Proud Mode 2. Out of all the Kingdom Hearts that I've played so far, besides Chain of Memories, this is probably the hardest one to play on Proud Mode. Because for me, I beat Proud Mode on 2 and Critical Mode. And most of the reason why I'm doing Kingdom Hearts 1 first is so I can just get so I can just do 2 later on. Now, Chain of Memories, I don't know yet. I might attempt to do that. Who knows? We'll see. But I kind of want to skip on that one too. But so we get another fight with Darkseid once again, this time with the Keyblade. So I don't know if damage is any different or not. You don't have scan at the beginning point, so it's kind of hard to tell, you know, what does what necessarily. But I assume that more than likely the Keyblade probably does more damage. So whenever he slams the ground like that, like I said before, just attack the head. But what happens when he does that is he spawns shadows. And typically I just leave the shadows alone. If you need health, go kill them. Because if you kill the shadows on the ground, they will drop health. So if you need some health, there you go. Just knock them out. You get some green orbs, and there you are. So here's the thing. If you're watching this and you're trying to figure out how to play the game on Proud Mode, I assume you've probably played the game before and are trying to learn it. Or if you're just watching just for fun, then, you know, welcome. That's all I can say. My name's Alex, and I've been doing this for, what, a year or 2 now, I think? I've been doing these guides. I don't upload that often, so I will try my best to keep as consistent as possible, but no promises, of course, because knowing me, that's different. I have a main channel. You can go to my... When you click on my name, you're going to go to my main channel page, and on the right side, there should be, like, a channel that says Turd Monkey 1497 on it. Go check that out if you're interested. I have 200 subs over there at 35 right here, right now. And hopefully, people are going to watch this. I recently just got done doing Batman Arkham Asylum. And honestly, the best part about doing guides, not only do I do it post-com and I have better chances to edit out bullshit, and they also go by a little quicker too. Not only that, but my audience is actually pretty retentive. They're pretty, how do I put it? They're very patient audience, and I love it for that. I love my subs for that. They stay even though I don't upload. It's like they still have content that they can watch, and that, you know, could probably help them out. It's like my guides are here as like an etching in like stone or something. It's like it's not gonna go away that I know of. So I ended up using the potion anyway. I was basically about to die, so I just wanted to whip that out. That was the last time I used the potion on here. Darkseid is not that hard of a fight, but he does do a shitload of damage if you let him. And by let him, I mean like those fireball attacks. Like if those fireball attacks get to you, they're gonna hurt. Now, if you want to avoid them, I recommend running behind cover. At least maybe try to run behind him, and that way the fireballs can hit him instead of hitting you. If you wanted to go for that route, of course, you know, I typically like to jump up to his head and hit him from there. And this should be one more hit or so, and he should be dead. Oh, looks like we got a few more grabs here. Like I said before, of course, you know, make sure you always try to attack the head. Like a full 3 swing, like a full combo, like the first 3 swings should give you a tech point for that. So I check out the equipment, I check out the abilities. Whenever you beat the game, you get experience 0. Or I think it's either when you start Proud Mode or you beat the game. So we have nothing else left. So anyway, folks, I will see you guys next time we play some more Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud Mode. And we're going to go through Traverse Town. And as always, I hope to see you guys for the rest of this guide. It'll get better, I promise. As always, take care, everybody.